Okay, so you're probably wondering, Peter, how can you make a video on a power strip? And that's a fair question. And another question would be, why does this one cost $1,000? I'm using some smart power meters to just record power usage for my server and stuff like that. So one night I got thinking, I wonder if I can get a power strip or a PDU. PDU is basically a fancy rack mounted power strip. I wonder if I can get a PDU that has power monitoring per outlet, which is not very common. Most PDUs don't even record power, and some of them just have dumb meters that just show the current voltage in amps, and that's it. Some of them will record the total power used for an entire set of outlet, but not individually. And that's what I was looking for, because I wanted to just save all that space of all these individual Wi-Fi devices and just get a recording for each port. So I started looking into it, and it turns out they are very expensive. This one retails for about $950. Even on Amazon, I think it's in like the $700 or $800 range. But luckily, I got this for $150 on eBay. So what makes this one special is that not only does it individually record power consumption, all the outlets are individually switched, and it's network enabled. And because it's network enabled, it can transmit all of those, and you can integrate them into things like Home Assistant. As you can see, it's got an Ethernet port, a little display that you can turn on, and this will let you control and view all sorts of stuff. Right now there's no power usage. It's 118.8 volts. We're a little off 120, and no current alerts, but you can also execute commands and do all sorts of stuff. So you can go into settings and take a look at it. This is the PDU 81001. There are many different models, most of which are the same. They just have different ports. Some of them have two sets of inputs, so you can run perhaps one off a UPS and one off direct power, and you can have two separate circuits for those two sources. And they make variants that are even more expensive and have, they're like 4U, stuff like that. But this is more of a basic 8-port unit, but it has really advanced controls, and that's what's really cool. Although there are a lot of Ethernet ports on this, the only one that's actually Ethernet is this one. These two ports allow you to daisy chain these together, so from one web interface you can control multiple PDUs. There's also a serial console port and a USB port that, as far as I know, is only used for firmware updating. And I didn't even use it to update the firmware. I just used the web interface. And although this is not Ethernet, if you take an Ethernet cable and plug it in, you can get one of these little enviro sensors. This will start recording temperature and humidity, and it will also read for contacts. So if you have like a window sensor or door contact, that kind of stuff, it can also report those, and it will just immediately start reporting back to the PDU. In fact, now if we go into the menu, there's a third option, and it shows you the status of the temperature, humidity, and all of the contacts. Those are all reading 0 because they're open. All of this information is available through the web interface, which is dated looking, but it's pretty robust. And it's also spit out through SNMP, which in turn can be interpreted by Home Assistant. Although I personally haven't gone through setting any of that up yet because it's not in my rack yet, so I haven't gotten that far. But you can just read SNMP values from Home Assistant, and it'll just interpret it, and you can start graphing and stuff. Or you can just use the internal graphing, because this has lots of information. It can really, you don't even need Home Assistant or any kind of secondary device for this. You can just run this on its own, and it can basically do everything you need to do. I'm probably just going to use this for the outlets and just the power monitoring, but these are all individually switched. So you can do stuff like set them on timers to turn on and off different outlets. And it has really advanced features. For example, let's say you have some important server connected to this port, and then you've got another machine using a lot of power over here. You can designate a port to be like important, and like it must run, and this has a capacity of 12 amps. You can have this set up so that if other devices on these ports start pulling too much power to the point where it might hit the 12 amp limit, it can automatically start shedding power and turning off other devices, which is really specific, but it is really cool. And again, this is all configurable within the web interface, and you can set up all sorts of different kind of scripts and stuff. Another cool feature is because it's networked, let's say you've got computers hooked up to these and you need to shut them off for like a reboot. Okay, you've got some kind of system issue where you're like, I gotta cut the power and start it up again. You can install software on the computers. So when you tell this to restart a port, it can actually initially send over the network a command to shut the computer down safely, then shut off the switch, which is really cool. I mean, assuming the computer's working well enough that it can send that command, you can initiate a reboot on all of them by just going to reboot and just restarted all the devices hooked up to this. And if you've got them set up for software, it would have a delay on it to initiate the shutdown on the computer first. My particular unit had no rack ears when I got it, so I just bought some universal ones off Amazon and they work fine. You can mount them in either direction so that you can have the ports facing out of the rack or inside into the rack. With a couple screws removed, you can take out this entire module. It's connected with this little ribbon cable that connects to the rest of it. This seems to have the main processor in it, hiding behind here with a little clock battery for backup. Although you can do all sorts of stuff like logging in via serial, you can use SSH, you can use SNMP, it'll send emails. One thing this does not do is MQTT, which is kind of a disappointment in a home lab setting at least. MQTT is used by Home Assistant and it's really easy to set up. They're probably just thinking we don't need that in a data center environment, although I would like them to add it. Looking at the internals, it's pretty straightforward, except for the fact that this power supply seems to be huge. My understanding is that this particular unit doesn't do any filtering or anything like that. So why there's a gigantic power supply, I'm not really sure. I can't help but notice that these capacitors are garbage. They're all just generic Chinese ones. You'd think for $1,000 they could spring for some Japanese capacitors, but instead these are all trash. Everything's nicely cable managed. There's relays for every single outlet, as you can see, to handle the switching, and then they'll have, there's little 8-pin ICs down there in front of every port. Those are probably the current and power monitoring ICs. And then there's a little control board down here. I'm not sure what that's doing. It might just be tying them all together. Everything seems to be interconnected with these little ribbon cables. So it might be some kind of daisy-chained serial interface that they're using. Everything's nicely grounded. And yeah, I mean, it's a quality product. I'm surprised at the capacitors, that's for sure. This might be an overall power meter because it looks like they're bringing in power from directly in and then through a current shunt to do the reading. So it'll have an overall power meter and then each individual one, which of course adds to the cost. I still don't know why this power supply is so gigantic. One thing I noticed is that idle, it just pulls a couple watts of power, but if you have all the outlets switched on, which you probably do, it pulls 10 watts of power to run these outlets, which, I mean, for 8 relays and a little controller board, it seems like a lot to me. I'm sure for people who work in data centers, this is nothing new. You probably have these all over the place. This level of automation and control for just a PDU is definitely not something you run into in the home lab usually. So I thought it'd be kind of an interesting thing to take a look at because these things are out there and they're not cheap. I mean, $150 for something like this that would cost $30 is a lot. If you're thinking of it in terms of having to buy a smart outlet for every single port on this to give you individual power monitoring, it's not that bad. You know, if you're buying one that won't burn your house down, they're not going to be that cheap and you need 8 of them. So if you can find one of these for like $150, it's not a bad value, and it's, aside from the capacitors, it is a good quality product, and it has lots of control in this. I mean, you can get emails for all sorts of stuff, all sorts of alerts. You can have it so that if it gets too hot to shut off different things. If it gets too hot, it turns on a specific outlet that could be cooling fans. Very useful in a home lab because we're usually running our hardware very hot because we don't have real server rooms.